Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1985 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians at Cleveland Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers is Dan Petry, whose record is 1-1 with a 2.18 ERA, and pitching for the Indians is Len Barker, whose record is 1-0 with a 4.15 ERA. Okay, we won yesterday's ball game 7-1. It was one of those ball games where literally everything happened that could possibly happen in a ball game. Multiple errors, multiple wild pitches. There was a balk. I mean, it was a ridiculous ball game, and we came out on top. I thought Robinson pitched well. Jeff Robinson, who was the starting pitcher yesterday, he's 2-0 this year for our number 5 starter. He pitched well. He walked more than I think he ever should in a ball game, but the result was a victory, and we have to feel pretty good about that. And so today we'll have Game 3 of the series, and then we'll head back home and face Toronto, which should be interesting. That's a pretty young team with a lot of potential, and I'm curious to see how we size up against the Blue Jays. But we've got to get through today's game against the Indians. Something I want to say about Baseball Mogul, I thought Freddie made a poignant argument for some of the strange happenings that occurred in yesterday's ball game and that we've seen in the 1970 Seattle Pilots season that we've played and throughout this early part of the 1985 season. And I'm paraphrasing Freddie here, but basically he was saying that he likes to think of each individual sim season that he plays as just like its own individual world in which anything is basically possible, and where there may be more balks than would be normally, or perhaps wild pitches occur at a degree that's an alarming rate. And I guess if you think about real baseball in general, there are all kinds of occurrences that happen every year. Some year we have more no-hitters than we have in the past. We're seeing Len Barker today, who pitched the 10th perfect game in baseball history back in 1981. Well, we've had a fair share of perfect games since then, almost double, I would imagine, what had occurred up to that point in the entirety of the baseball world in 1981. And so, yes, I sort of understand the idea that where anything is possible in a baseball sim. And where I veer off from that, though, is that each player is assigned, certain ratings, right? We'll take a look at Willie Wilson, just so I can hammer home this point, and then we'll move on. Willie Wilson, for example, in real life, did have a lot of speed. He could get on base. He didn't walk much, and that is represented here with his rating of his eyes at 66. He would never hit a lot of home runs. He was not somebody who was going to drive in runs. And so when I look at Willie Wilson in this game, in his age 29 season, I feel like his stats bear out his actual statistics in any given season. But then you look at someone like Sweet Lou, who is a borderline Hall of Famer, and you look at his ratings, and they're all just either right below average or barely above average. And so this is not indicative of someone who is a borderline Hall of Fame player. He's an age 27. Now, I've never seen a player in Baseball Mogul dip down to 80 after being as high as 88, and then all of a sudden have a career resurgence and go back up to an 88 and perform better. So at age 27, based on the numbers that we see here, Lou Whitaker's career is over. The fact that I own him in this game and through 1987 is a huge detriment to our team. And so if I think of Lou Whitaker, the real baseball player, and the entirety of his career, we've already can determine fairly easily that he's not going to be anywhere near what Lou Whitaker was in real life. And that is a frustrating aspect. Now, I enjoy the fact that we can have a player like Doug Baker have some success, whether it's for 1 year or a 3-year span where he's peaking for a couple of years, and then have him, steadily decline. I get that. Doug Baker was not a starter in Major League Baseball for any of the years that he played. We're giving him that opportunity, and we're going to maybe reap some of the reward of that. That is cool with me. I like that. But what I don't like is when we have someone like, for example, let me pull it up here, Barry Bonds, who's only 20 years old in this sim, but he has a 64 power. He will never be a home run hitter. And I don't think there's an alternate universe of any type of baseball where this is fun. Unless you're just totally against the steroids era, which I am to a degree. I still want to see Barry Bonds hit 40 home runs, steal 30 to 40 bases, get on base at a 400-plus clip. I want that, and potentially he could still peak at a higher rating, but he is not Barry Bonds at this point, and that is really annoying to me. So what I would think, what my response to Freddie, who I think put a lot of thought into his argument, and so it's hard for me to completely disagree, but I really expect in any sim, regardless of the variance of rating points, representing a true player, I still want to see the better players do well, and I want to see the marginalized players have their surges of success as well as their lulls, over a period of a career. But I don't want to see my large adult son, Lance Parrish, out of baseball by the time he was actually having some of the best years of his career. That is really frustrating to me. And that's one of the things that I really hate about this game. And so when we have 7 balks in 15 games, I don't understand how a game, a sim game, could even allow that to happen, even as a rare occurrence. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to program a game the way that I want it to be, but if I could, it would not be this game. All right, so there we go. That's a lot. Sorry about that. Hopefully you've either advanced to this point or you've moved on to the next video. All right, well, we got Dan Petry on the mound today, and Dan Petry, a good example of a pitcher who did not do well in our sim up until last year. And so it's weird that he's finally found a peak of his career right when we need him the most. Here's our bullpen, and Jeff Montgomery will not be available today. He pitched 2 innings in relief yesterday. Len Barker will get the start for the Indians, a player that we'll talk about momentarily, who was really, in real life, in the last year of his career in 1985. And our lineup versus Len Barker. The only difference today is that we're going to sit Ken Smith and start Kevin Bass as a DH. Okay, let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the Detroit Tigers. Batting leadoff in center field is Willie Wilson. Batting second at first base is George Brett. Batting third at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting cleanup in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting fifth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting sixth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting seventh and DHing is Kevin Bass. Batting eighth at third base is Doug Baker. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Sweet WHITAKER. Okay, Len Barker getting the start. If you've watched enough of our sim, we know that we've talked about Len Barker quite a bit. Large Lenny, that is his nickname, he's 6'5", is a third-round draft pick in 1973 by the Texas Rangers out of high school in Pennsylvania, traded to the Indians back in the day. He was a all-star in the 1981 season, which was the strike-shortened season in which he threw that perfect game against the Toronto Blue Jays. As I mentioned, it was the 10th perfect game in baseball history. In 1980 and 1981, he led the American League in strikeouts. He won 19 games in 1980 as well, so he's a pretty solid pitcher to start off the decade. But by the time that he was traded to these Braves, he had suffered some major arm issues, and his career was on the immediate decline. As I mentioned, his final year was the 1985 season. He missed all of 1986 due to injuries, tried to make a comeback in 87, and didn't last but a couple appearances. So, and that was it for Len Barker. You'll see here that he is coming up a 9-10 season in 1984 with an ERA over 5. He walked more than he struck out. Opponents batted .295 against him. He's made one start this year and he got a victory. Due to the injuries in the Cleveland rotation, he was actually the number 5 starter. Now he's number 4. So he'll get the regular starts the rest of the way. He has 11 walks, 3 strikeouts. Not giving up hits, though, of course. You can't give up hits and walks. His fastball tops out at 94 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 43.1%. The only good pitch he has left is the curveball. Overall rated is 75. The 29-year-old righty is not a free agent until the 1987 season. I guess that makes sense. All right, we'll take a look here at the Indians' defense. They have a different catcher today. That is the Bandolorian, Chris Bando, who has a 76 rating for an arm. So not a great arm. Maybe can run on him a little bit if we get a chance. And Willie Wilson will lead it off versus Len Barker. Here we go. There's an infield single. An inauspicious way to begin the game. Obviously, we have to run with a 78% likelihood of Wilson being successful. They pitch out and he's out. I mean, already this game is ruined for me. I mean, it's already impossible. He throws a fastball when it's not even his best pitch. The game is allowed to pitch out, and a catcher who has a poor arm in only his second appearance all season throws out the number 2 stolen base guy. So, I mean, the game has already been ruined. Boy, whatever happens from here. We go to the bottom first. Let's take a look at the Indians lineup. Batting leadoff at shortstop is Tony Fernandez. Batting second in right field is batting third at first base is Karl PAGEL. Batting cleanup and DHing is Cory SNYDER. Batting fifth in left field is Mike Young. Batting sixth and catching is Chris Bando. Batting seventh at third is Chuck Jackson. Batting eighth at second base is Juan Bonilla. And batting ninth is the center fielder, Dave Gallagher. Okay, Dan Petry making his 4th start. His 4th time through the rotation. He's 1-1 with a 2.18 ERA, 11 strikeouts, and 20 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting 181 against him. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 46.4%. His fastball is rated in 89 and a slider rated in 81. Overall rated in 86. The 26-year-old right-hander is a free agent at the end of next year. Log-looking time. There's his 3 starts. He got his first win last time out against Boston, going 7 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned. Only 4 hits and a couple of walks. So it's a pretty good outing. We'll look at our defense. We have Brett at first. We know that's below league average, but with Baker at third, I think he's got 4 or 5 errors already this year, which is exactly the problem we had with Brett last year. As long as Baker continues to hit, we may as well keep him in there. We have nobody else better to play first other than Brett. So defensively, I feel like we're okay, but I mean, our best defensive outfielder has made 2 errors already. The game is not allowing our players to actually be good defensive players, even despite the ratings. So I have no idea what else to do about that. We do have Tony Fernandez leading off versus Dan Petry. Here we go. And he hits the bat. I mean, this game is ridiculous. I have no idea, how they could program a game like this. He's hit 3 batters, and this is his 4th start. First batter of his 4th start. Ron Hayes, a comebacker to Petry. Well, we get the lead runner. 1 out. Well, Pagel's going to score. They're not going to run. Hayes scores. I don't know. Hayes will hold somehow. Pagel with his 2nd double of the year. 1 run will score for sure. I'm guessing it's going to be a sac fly. Yeah. It's a base hit. I'll score 2. 2-0. I mean, this game was over with Willie Wilson. There was never going to be a chance to win today. That's another reason. It doesn't matter what the ratings are or whatever that you want to, say about wild pitches and hit batters and balks and pass balls. The game is broke. Gibson flies out. Terry Kennedy grounds out. Len Wilson. Wow. Is that a home run in 3 consecutive games for Wilson? No, 3 out of 4. Well, we're on the board, thanks to Wilson's 3rd home run. Cleveland hitters have a 6% less likely chance of hitting a home run, and yet he just did it twice this series. Again, what do the ratings matter? I don't know. If a run has to score, the game will make sure the run scores. This is what I thought would happen with Robinson yesterday. Robinson had pitched so well, I thought he was going to get destroyed. Unfortunately, with Petry and his 2 ERA coming into the game, this is what happens. He can't pitch good for 4 games in a row. Go to the top of the 3rd. 2nd K for Barker. The guy had 11 walks and 3 strikeouts coming into today's game, and yet when it's in gameplay mode, it's a completely different pitcher. Makes no sense at all. Okay, Petry settled down. I mean, we'll hit and run to stay out of a double play. Try to get a rally going, but, I mean, does it much matter? I don't know. Go on contact, if Gibby can even make contact. And another fucking balk. Unfreaking believable. 8 balks in 16 games, just in gameplay mode. And we can't even get the RBI. It's scored on a balk. We will not score another run this inning. Okay, Trammell scores as the ball's only 140 feet away. I don't get it. There was one season, right? That was great job, game. Walk the catcher, the backup catcher. There was one season, was like the year of the balk, where the commissioner's office had told all the umpires to call balks more closely. But things had gotten out of hand and into the pitcher's advantage when they did that. And that must have been like the 90s, right? But what is the programming that the game thinks in gameplay mode there has to be a balk in every game? Or half the games, I guess, if we're being honest. By the way, Len Barker here in the 5th inning has not walked a single batter yet. So damn dumb. Bottom of the 5th. Will Fernandez steal? I would. Tough to double up. Oh, of course. We get the double play, even though we have two of the fastest guys running on the base path. All right, 6th inning. I'd like to get one, maybe two more runs here. Six strikeouts. I mean, if you look at Barker, remember he was 11-3, and now he's got 6 strikeouts and no walks. It's almost like within this gameplay mode, the game analyzes what they've done so far as the game, up to this point of the year, and does exactly the opposite of what it needs to do to get everything at 50-50. Like he comes in with a 4.15 ERA. So if he pitches 9 innings, which is very likely, all starting pitchers, all intend to go 9 innings in this game that are playing against you. So he's going to give up 4 runs. So in my mind, we're going to score 1 more run somehow. I don't know how, but I assume that'll happen. And all of our pitchers have to be 50-50 as well. There's the strikeout. The 50-50 this game is Chris Bando. Top of the 7th. Glenn Wilson is a solo shot. Rounding out the 2nd. Kevin Bass. In analyzing, what this team needs to be successful the rest of the way out, I mean, I'm sort of doing that now in my own head, but I really like to take one full month of gameplay before I start shuttling people to AAA or considering trades. I mean, I'll consider any trade offered the game presents, but for the most part, I'm not really thinking about what we're going to do. So, I don't know. That'll give me a base hit. Yeah, of course. Stupid game. Gallagher popping up. We're going to guard the lines with 2 outs. Tony Fernandez. Ground ball to 2nd. Sort of become a pitcher's duel in the last 3 innings. And another hit batter. That's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I would love to know. When this is over, let's look at hit batters. I think it must be a stat under like the standings mode. We have to see how many hit batters we have compared to all the other teams. I guess we have a lot, but also we've hit a lot. So I don't get it. But let's see if Whitaker could steal second just on a whim. Yeah. Whitaker could steal second on a fastball, but not Willie Wilson. That's his first stolen base. Whitaker, not a stolen base guy in real life. His 82 rating, I feel, is accurate. That represents him well. Whitaker holds. And Trammell. Juan Hayes flies out. Karl PAGEL. Another hit. Great job, game. Oh, it's going to be caught. So that time it's caught, and the previous time it falls in somehow. We'll take it. And then Petry walks SNYDER. And we got Mike Young. And a ground ball to second. Whitaker. No errors today. Len Barker pitching a complete game, of course. Did not walk a single batter today. I thought for sure we'd get 4 runs. Oh well. As Wilson gets his second hit. New pitcher. Victor Cruz, in this game, a longtime Cleveland Indian. I just kind of think he's amazing. He's got a 96 mile an hour fastball, it says. Ground ball percentage 48.4%. Fastball rated 89, curve rated 81, overall rated is 76. He's only 27 years old, and he is a free agent at the end of the year. He's off to a rough start. Here's Kevin Big Hit Bass. That's out in the field. All right. I thought that was going to be ball 4 for sure. And I knew it! Oh, I knew it! As it was coming down, I'm like, there's no way that is, he's going to, because it should have been ball 4 to start off the 9th inning, right? And I'm like, you know what? It's going to be an error. You know what? I don't care. Let's just, he's going to lose the ball game and lose it. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the ball game. We'll pull the infield in, but there's nothing we can do here to prevent this. This is going to be a sac fly, even though it shouldn't be. You know what? I think we gotta take out the tired guy and bring in Dave Smith. That's the right thing to do. The infield's still in. We could walk Gallagher to get to Fernandez to get a force, but it doesn't matter. The run's gonna. Both these runs are gonna score. The game is already over. We know that. I mean, Dave Smith did what I would have requested, but doesn't matter. Here we go. Indians win. No, now we actually have a chance of getting out of this. Vaughn, I mean, there's no point. We can't bring in a lefty because we know lefties do not get lefties out. Let's just see what Dave Smith has done versus lefties this year as our closer. Whoa, they have a hit. Oh no. Is he going to walk in a run? Is he going to walk in the tying run? Will it be a balk, a wild pitch, a pass ball? Oh no, we actually won. We pulled the infield in twice. It never works back to back. And it actually does. This game just baseball moguled itself. Touch shakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. Oh, man. Well, we're winning 2 out of 3 in every series. Oh, here's a trade offer. Interesting. The Royals want to give us Keith Creel. And in return, they want Jeff Stone, who could only play left field. Larry Rothschild, who's not really in our future. And Jeff Datz, all folks. Let's take a look at Keith Creel. Well, he's off to a great start. Oh, he's walked twice as many as he struck out. But if he was pitching against us, he'd walk 0 and strike out 10. I mean, we can't do it. We could always use an extra starter. But I think at this point we're sort of relying on Danny Jackson or Dave Cone if someone were to get injured, which is very likely with Blyleven and Rosema. We're going to say no thanks, but that's not the worst offer I've ever seen. None of these players I care about, so I wouldn't have a problem with that normally, but assessing our team, pitching is not our problem. We have a ERA over 3, just over 3. Okay, let's look at the standings. Yeah, okay. We're 2.5 back. Seattle's 1 up over Chicago. And that's it. Every other team in the West is under 500. That's interesting. National League, Philadelphia 12-5. They have the best record in the NL. San Francisco 4-12. Pitching is their problem. Who is their pitchers? Well, they just signed Tom Browning to a free agent deal. He was on our team, the Tigers, last year. We traded for him. We had to let him go. And then all the schlubs you can handle. And the other Jeff Robinson. Do they have injuries? No, they do not. That's weird. They're just not good. All right. Headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Otis Nixon has 4 hits. 2 stolen bases. Transactions. Oh, wow. Houston losing Tiger Mike Henneman for 3 months. Almost 4 months. He'll be back, but it might be too late. Oh, Jaime Kokenauer. It's only a week. But man, this is the most often injured pitcher. Look at all the injuries he's suffered. Shoulder bursitis, shoulder separation, strained chest, sprained lower back, severe elbow tendonitis, and a strained ankle. And Morris Madden, the Tiger, is going to miss a week. And 15 walks, 5 strikes. I mean, okay, whatever. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to this disaster of a ball game. I appreciate that. We showed you yesterday the second and third place prizes in the upcoming giveaway. I think they're pretty fun. And first place prize, I know what I want. I just haven't made the purchase yet, but I think it'll be fun. I think you're going to like it. Player of the game. Should it be the balk? The player of the game should be the balk. We scored a run on a balk. That was the run that tied the ball game. We now have 8 in 16 games. 8 balks. Oh, we're going to look at the, let's go back real quick. Standings. Hit batters. There must be one of those here somewhere, right? No? Nothing that says hit batters? No. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's go players, sortable stats. Spread them out. And is hit by pitch one of them? I don't even have that up here. Let's see who's leading our team in WAR. Dan Petry. Okay. Can we column headings? Hit by pitch. Sorry. Some of you probably already checked out. Hit by pitch. Okay. Where's that at? Is it? Did he put it at the end? Yeah, of course. All right. So hit by pitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've been hit 6 times. Doug Baker's been hit twice. Let's go all active players. Kurt Ford's been hit 3 times. So has Antonio Aguilera of Toronto, who we're going to see tomorrow. Then we have a handful at 2. Oops. Scrolling on down. I wish there was a way to total this. To there. I mean, I don't know. Is that more than it should be? I'm not sure. But as a team, let's go back to our team real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've had 6 in, we've been hit 6 times in 16 games. That is possible, I suppose. Okay, anyway. There we go. All right, we're wrapping it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back tomorrow. Heading back home to Detroit to face the Blue Jays. Until then, everyone, have a great day.